Hey guys, the Deathless Lord Cerberus here. This story was written by me as an assessment for university. Seeing as though it's just been lying around on my computer for a while, I thought I may as well put it on my channel. I don't claim to be an amazing writer, but I do really enjoy writing, and it's something I do wish to do in the future, as I'm currently writing a novel anyways. I hope you enjoy this narration, guys, and don't worry, there'll be more Let's Not Meet stories coming soon, as well as creepypastas. I just thought this would make a nice change. I hope you enjoy it. Atrocitas. Written by the Deathless Lord Cerberus. Here we are! The peculiar man in the purple robe roared with excitement, his voice booming through the dome of eternal space. Stepping forward, I was cautious. His smile was one of excitement, but by no means did it have a hint of innocence. "Where are we?" I asked, baffled as to why he had brought me here. Darkness echoed around us, as if it was a monster's mouth trying to swallow me whole. The only essence of optimism I had was that there were stars. "Tell me, child, have you ever wished you could have done things differently? Have you ever looked at anyone and been incredulously jealous of their endeavours? Maybe looked at fiction and wished you were the characters, or could do the things they could do, but then it came crashing down to you that it was just that. Fiction. Unreal. What in the world was this crackpot talking about? Here I was, in which seemed like space, yet my lungs had oxygen, and the only company was a deranged man probably suffering from insomnia. Who hasn't? Real life is boring." The man turned to me, a smile now stretched ear to ear. His brown teeth a warning that this is the time I should just turn around and run away. But where would I go? There was no exit, and I couldn't even remember the entrance I had used to arrive in the first place. Cocking his head to one side, he could sense my apprehension. "My name is Atrocitas. I have been watching you for a long time, Daniel. I only have you here for a short time, and I do not do this very often, so consider yourself one of the lucky ones." My mouth longed for water. It was not that I was dehydrated by the unknown place I was standing in, it was more that my breathing had got out of control. This man scared me, and the fact I have no idea what he wants from me only adds more subconscious terror to my mind. "You are most probably wondering where you are. Forgive me, but as you can see I am very different. I am not from the plane you inhabit, as my job is to govern them, ensure all is well with the universe. Tonight I have made an exception, Daniel. Right now you are standing in the Ether of creation." The Ether? My mind was now picked with curiosity. The man was clearly mentally unhinged. At least, that was what I hoped was the case. But given my destination, I don't see it being as simple as that. Yet, despite this whole situation, this man had something in store for me, and it was that something that kept me enticed. Like a dog waiting for the ball to be thrown, I grasped onto his every word. Yes, the Ether. Think of it like the corridor in a house. Every single door leads to a different destination. They are all rooms, yet all contain different experiences. This is a similar comparison of how the Ether works. Right now, you are standing in the everlasting now. There is no future, there is no past. This is hard for you to grasp, as you live on Earth and everything must be linear. Action and consequence, so to speak. Each star you see before you is a different place. Every thought, every fictional world, every possibility you could ever conceive, has been and will be conceived, exists here. Now my mind was completely swimming. I had just come to the realization that there was in fact billions of stars all around me, not just above, but also stretched beyond and beside me also. I suddenly began to feel claustrophobic, trapped and at the same time thirsty for more information. How is this possible? What's the purpose? Atrocitas was now appearing to look very angry, as if I had slapped him in the face. I could see his brown decayed teeth scratching the side of his tongue, as if he was trying to make himself bleed. As if aware of his emotion dripping through his falsetto mask, he then composed himself. "We don't have a lot of time, Daniel, but I will explain it simply and to the point. I have picked you because you are depressed and unhappy with your life. I wanted you for a few days to experience any reality you want. It's as limitless as your mind. Fiction, as well as all the reality you came from, as well as all realities in existence, are made from thought. If you were to study science on your planet, you shall see that all physical is actually an illusion. Thought is real. God is energy. We are all made from God, and the meaning of life is to experience whatever we want. After death, you will also continue your everlasting adventure. We never die. We experience and can do what we want forever. Excitement ran through my veins like a hit of cocaine. For a short moment, I was enlightened. I had the opportunity to do anything or go to any place, ever. I scanned the stars, and somehow I could see behind each star like a door of translucent glass. Some were parallel to mine, where I had made different choices, and some were even cartoons, living their lives as if they didn't even know they were merely a drawing. I hopped up and down, like a child on Christmas Day, wondering what present to open. I picked a star at random with my eyes closed. Atrocitas lets out a sinister laugh. You can only choose one reality. Are you sure this is what you want to experience? Yes! I screamed ecstatically. And with the blinding light of pure gold, I found familiarity. I saw full bottles of vodka on my bed, and my arms were still full of slits where I had self-harmed. I screamed. I had chosen my own life. And that was when I realized Atrocitas is Latin for horror.